Hello once again, everyone. It's Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com, and I have another submarine that I want to show you. It's just a baby boat, but hopefully you like it. So as you can see, we have just a little boat here that I want to share with you. If you don't immediately recognize it, it's because it's not a very common subject, at least here in the United States. It's a Swedish boat, and these are the Nacken class submarines from the Swedish Navy. The Nacken submarines started their lives in the 1970s as diesel-electric boats, and then in the 80s, they were actually cut, extended, and an air-independent propulsion system was installed. And that gave them underwater endurance of nearly 2 weeks, which was pretty awesome. Some neat things about this boat: obviously a very prominent sail and a very unique profile that you can see here before you. Most importantly, from a command and performance perspective, we have X-tail rudders in the back with a standard 5-bladed propeller to push it through the water. Let's take a closer look at this thing. So starting at the stern here, you can see what we have. This is a 1/30th scale model of the Nacken, put out by OTW Designs out of the UK. Fiberglass hull. And this particular boat is rocking an OTW dive module, as you will see here in a little bit. And I just wish I could convey to you the size of this. It's 66 inches in overall length with an 8-inch beam. It is substantial. In the back here, we've got this propeller, and you can see from the size of my hand in comparison, it is quite large. It moves a lot of water. X-tail rudders in the back, a really unique cut here for hull access. Some really neat striping details with all of the panels and everything. We got these flood drains here and some really nice detail on the sail as well. I got this boat from a gentleman out of the UK that originally put it together. He did a really nice job. It was missing the Fairwater planes when I got it, so I 3D printed these in high-strength resin. And unlike what he had them set up, these are actually fully functional now, as I will show you in a minute. Big, bulbous, blunt nose on the front of the boat. Just a really unique submarine with tremendous presence on and under the water. Hull access, really, really easy. This just happens to be a convenient hole to store this stainless bolt, but that bolt just goes in right here. You tighten it down, and that's what locks the hull in. So I usually just keep it in this other hole. We got that one in the back and another one in the front with another convenient hole to keep your bolt when you're not using it. Let's take a look inside. All right, let's get into this boat. Now, I do want to mention one thing of note. There's a catch in the front here that you're going to see. So you need to pull up and then tilt everything back. So I'm just going to grab it by the sail. We're going to lift up at the back, and then everything comes out. So you can see in the front, there's like a little hole that tab goes into. And these little pins, these orientation pins underneath need to go in there. So you need to lift up first, and then after you've lifted up, then you can tilt it back. If you don't do that, the pins catch and then all sorts of badness happens. This is what we've got, about a football field's worth of room, in the front here. There's probably about 16 inches by 8 inches of space. You could do almost anything that you wanted in there. Additional batteries, torpedo systems, almost anything that you can think of. We have our OTW dive module in here. and all of our linkages. So hey, let's take a look at things from the back. So you can see this setup. Now this is not standard, or at least not standard the way that I would typically do it. Normally I would make a yoke that would connect opposing control surfaces together so that when you move one input, both work together. That was not done this way, and there's nothing wrong with this. It's just more work that maybe didn't need to get done. So there's 4 servos, each one independently controlling a control surface. So on the bad side, you do have additional hull penetrations, but you do have a lot of extra, I guess, opportunities to do really cool things like maybe active roll control or all sorts of cool stuff. This is the drive shaft, the intermediate shaft. We've got 2 universal joints here, and these are nice because these actually simply pull apart here. There's a splined connection between this section. So when you're pulling the cylinder out, you just simply pop off these magnets and then slide the cylinder forward, and that comes right apart. We got our main drive motor, 4 servos, our receiver with our 900 megahertz antennas in there, and our automatic pitch controller. We've got our ballast system, our main ballast pump, and ballast solenoid. And underneath here is the ballast control module. And then up in the front, we have a waterproof connector that goes into the sail of the boat, and that is what controls the fairwater planes, with that being a waterproof servo up there. So you just connect this, and that servo is hooked directly to those fairwater planes. To power everything up is really easy. You simply connect the ground wire, and that powers up the unit. Hiding underneath right here, I don't know if you can see that gray thing, there's twin nickel metal hydride 12 volt batteries. And that is what provides ballast for the boat in the keel and power for the unit. To take it out, really simple. We simply undo these Velcro tabs. Make sure that everything is disconnected. I'm going to undo our main power lead here. It's a long screw. Disconnected, disconnected, disconnected. And I'm just going to show you for fun the other end of that. And this is long enough that you can set the hull down next to it and still make up your connection. But that's the waterproof connector for your fairwater planes. Now to take it out, you just grab it by the middle, kind of tilt it up, pull it forward. Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these magnets out because they're super strong. And you can see that drive shaft already popped out just from moving it ahead there. And that's it. Here's the cylinder. Still got a little water in there. I've got to get that drained out before we ship it. But here is the main battery pack. You can see that all rigged up, and it looks like they're wired in parallel. So those would be 2 12-volt batteries, but you charge them as a 12-volt, by the way, on a computerized battery charger so that it's nice and safe. But you can see between the batteries, there's some lead in the keel here, some additional up there, and that's it. There is not much to this boat. It is simple, it's fun, and it works really, really well. We got our throttle, nice and smooth. We can talk about the power for the unit in terms of control, and that is this FreeSky Horus 900 megahertz radio system. Basically, it's set up really easily with your rudders or your yaw control here, your pitch control here. Ballast system is on this switch, dive, neutral, surface. And then on this side here, you've got your fairwater planes. So you can adjust depth using that. Now in practical application, I didn't need to. This boat actually holds periscope depth all on its own without having to have any input from those fairwater planes. It went really well. Now, it is not a speed demon by any stretch of the imagination. You know, potentially the new owner could think about upgrading that motor for something that spins a little bit faster if he wanted some more speed, but the way that it's set up right now is very, very scale in operation. So looks really good, works really good. Periscope depth is really easy to maintain. The boat just wants to hover right there. It's completely hands-off operation. Just simply empty your ballast tanks, give it a little throttle, and she'll tool around with just the tips of her periscope sticking out of the water as long as you want to stay there. Well, there you go, Nacken in a nutshell. I will let you know that at the time of this recording, the gentleman that commissioned with me to repair and refurbish this, get it ready to go, backed out on me a couple of days ago. So at the time of me making this video, as of right now, this boat is available for purchase from the nautilusdrydocks.com. Head on over there, check it out. You'll get all the details, the photos, a list of all of the parts that are included, photos, everything else that you need to make a decision about whether you're going to be adding Nacken to your fleet. With that, I am going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I ask a favor, like and subscribe. It helps me out here at the Dry Docks a lot. If you have questions or comments, drop them below, or for a faster response, hit me up by email, bob@nautilusdrydocks.com. I would love to hear from you. With that, I am going to let you go. You guys have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.